Good afternoon, everyone. I am Manav, and today we are going to discuss different types of natural vegetation in India. In my previous video, we discussed some of the important points about climate and weather. So, if we are talking about climate, so we will also have to discuss about the natural vegetation, about the plantation of a particular area, plants, trees, mean which type of trees grow in that particular area, and all these things comes in the natural vegetation. So let's begin with natural vegetation. There are 5 types of forests in India, and those 5 types of forest are tropical rainforest, tropical deciduous forest, thorny bushes, and the second last is mountain vegetation, and the last one, mangrove forest. So in the beginning of this topic, in the beginning of the natural vegetation, first of all, I would like to start with tropical rainforest. What is tropical rainforest? Tropical rainforest, it is little clear from its word that there is a connection of rain, monsoon. I don't want to say monsoon, but rain in the forest, that is tropical rainforest. So yeah, let's begin. Tropical rainforests are they are much dense. They are so dense that often sunlight is not able to reach to the ground of the tropical rainforest. They are too much taller. They have billions of leaves on their trees, and as I already told you, these forests are dense. So the sunlight don't get any way to pass from the trees and touch the ground of tropical rainforest. They get abundant amount of rainfall. In simple language, they get huge amount of rainfall, and due to of this huge amount of rainfall, they grow faster. They grow faster than the other trees, other forests. So now what? As they get abundant rainfall, so I think sunlight will not be able to pass because there will be much and much clouds in the atmosphere. That's why. And what are the examples of tropical rainforest? Examples of tropical rainforest are rosewood, rose sandalwood, I think. But it is rosewood. I'm not able to recognize its perfect name, but I think it is rosewood, wood rose like this. And tropical rainforests are also known as evergreen forest. Why? Why they are known as evergreen forest? So the reason behind this is that they remain green the whole year, whether it is spring, whether it is autumn, they remain green. And why? Because they get abundant amount of rainfall. And there is another effect about tropical rainforest, and the fact is that the trees of tropical rainforest, they shed their leaves to get new one at different time. They don't have any fixed interval of time in which they are going to shed their leaves. This is also an important, I think so, important point to include in tropical rainforest. And the temperature, if we talk about the climate of tropical rainforest, so it is extreme climate, not moderate temperature, not moderate or not too much less. It is extreme. Now, after discussing this topic, after discussing tropical rainforest, I hope this is clear to you. Our first rainforest, first natural vegetation. Now I want to move to a second forest, that is tropical deciduous forest. So tropical deciduous forest, they cover a large part of India. Large part of India. And why they cover the large part of India? Reason? What the reason behind this? Because you know that tropical deciduous forests are also known as monsoon forest. Why they are known as monsoon forest? Because they grow in the climate where, I mean, that climate is humid, monsoon like season and overall year. And the climatic conditions of India are also like monsoon humid. So that's why they cover the large part of India. And whereas if I talk about the temperature, about the climatic conditions of tropical deciduous forest, so its temperature is moderate. It is not extreme as tropical rainforest. Now the examples of tropical deciduous forest. Examples of tropical deciduous forest are peepal, neem, shisham. These few are the trees names which are found in tropical deciduous forest. And after this, yeah, a third natural vegetation is thorny bushes. Thorny bushes. Thorny bushes, thorns. You know what is thorns? They are just like spikes. And if this is a, I mean, thorn or spike, if you will gonna touch it like this, so your blood can also start flowing. They are really sharp from their top. And yeah, thorny bushes. After this name spikes or this thorn, we get to know or we recognize a plant name which is found in deserts, in dry and hot areas. And thought the name of that plant is basically cactus. Yeah, it also has spikes. And it has why cactus it don't have leaves like the plants? Why? To reduce the water loss. And thorny bushes are such forests which are found in the dry and hot areas. They get really less water, rainfall to grow. And they cannot afford to waste water while the process of transpiration. What is the process of transpiration? It is the process by which plants mean the water. Plants lose water from their leaves. We have stomata in these leaves, and water, water, the water that is here, it start evaporating from the stomata and move up to our air in the form of water vapor, in the gaseous form of water. So to reduce this one process, as they cannot afford to waste water like in these processes, so to mean to reduce this loss, they don't have broadly leaves. As you can see, it has really broad leaves. But if I talk about thorny bushes, they don't have such like leaves. They have spikes. Instead of having leaves, they have spikes. And spikes help them to reduce the water that is getting waste while the process of transpiration. Examples. What are the examples of thorny bushes? So examples of thorny bushes are such trees which have spikes. Yeah, it is easy. And what are the examples? Examples are kikar, babul. These are the examples of uh, thorny bushes. A babul name seems to be a little funny. That's why I laughed. And in which areas these plants or thorny bushes are found? In dry areas, in Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, one of the basic example you can take of thorny bushes. Now, after covering this hot and dry places forest, now we are going to continue this video by learning the cold one. The plants and the trees, those are found in cold Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir. Now, yes, we are going to start mountain vegetation. Mountain vegetation. So the trees that are found on the mountains or in the cooler area than like Punjab and Haryana, like Ladakh, Jammu and Kashmir. So those are, in those areas, we see these examples of trees which are mountain vegetation. You see mountain vegetation. And what is the elevation? On an average, on which elevation these trees are found? So these trees are for between 1500 meter to 2500 meter. This is the elevation. And these trees, you're gonna see that most of the trees of mountain vegetation are conical in shape, are cone in shape, and they have needle-like structure leaves. Needle-like structures. Why? They have needle-like structure leaves to get to, snow to slide down like this. It do not stay on the leaves on the tree. Yeah. Now the examples of these trees of mountain vegetation. So the examples of mountain vegetation trees are cheer tree, pine tree, deodar tree. And you will gonna see that all these trees are in conical shape. Now after covering this, we are on a last natural vegetation. And the last natural vegetation is mangrove forest. Mangrove forest. And mangrove forests grow in the area of West Bengal. They, instead of growing in soil, they grow in saline water. Saline water is salty water, you can say. Salty in taste. And it seems to be dirty if you're gonna see from its color. And the trees, those grow in basically in mangrove forest. They have an ability to tolerate, to endure, to tolerate that salty water. They have waxy coating on them to tolerate that saline water in which they grow. And the roots of mangrove forest, you're gonna see those are not in soil, as they do not grow in soil. They are upward in air. And the roots of mangrove forest are also known as breathing roots. And why they are known as breathing roots? They are known as breathing roots because they can observe the roots of the mangrove forest have the ability to absorb air, and that's why they are known as breathing roots. Now, what are the examples of basically mangrove forest? That is red mangrove, black mangrove, and these trees are basically they are found in the West Bengal area and the West area. So I hope, friends, today's discussion is completed and all my points are clear to you. So I will meet you in my next video. Until then, stay connected with me. Thank you.